line L passes through point 31 and is perpendicular to the line 2y is equal 4x plus 5. Determine the equation of the line L. So we can draw a sketch like this one here, the one we have drawn here, to guide us in solving this problem. So the line is passing, the line is passing through point 31, and the line is L. It is perpendicular to this line. 2y is equal to 4x plus 5. So we want to determine the equation of line L. The equation of line L. So we know that perpendicular lines, perpendicular lines, we know that their product, the product of gradient of perpendicular lines are always -1. So we can get the gradient of 2y minus 4x plus 5. How do we find it? We can write this equation: 2y is equal to 4x plus 5. We want to write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. We want to write it 2y is equal to 4x plus 5. We want to write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. So here 2y is equal to 4x plus 5. We can divide here by 2, here by 2, here by 2. Y is equal to 2x plus 5 over 2. Y is equal to 2x plus 5 over 2. Therefore, our m here, our gradient here, m gradient, is equal to 2. Our gradient is equal to 2, so it means that the gradient of this line is equal to 2. It is equal to 2. So we want to determine the equation of line L here. So now, because we know that the product of gradients of perpendicular lines are always -1, we can say that let the gradient of line L be k. Let the gradient over line L be k. Let this gradient of this line be k. Then we can say that this gradient, when we multiply to 2, is supposed to give us -1. So that is k times 2 is supposed to give us -1. Let the gradient of line L be k. That is L be k. Then we can say that k, we multiply the gradient of this other line here, which is 2, is supposed to give us negative 1. Supposed to give us negative 1. So now 2k is equal to negative 1. We can divide by 2 here, we can divide by 2. K is equal to negative 1 over 2. So the gradient of this line here, L, is equal to negative 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2. So the value of K is a negative 1 over 2. The gradient of L is negative 1 over 2. So now we want to find or to determine the equation of line L. How can we go about it? The equation of line L. We can take 2 points. We can take 2 points in line L. One given point is 3 and 1. We can take another point xy. Another point xy. So we take point 3, 1 in the line of L, and we take another point x, y, passing through the line L. Then now we use the formula of gradient. We use the formula. We take two lines, 3, 1 and x, y, passing through L. Then now we use the formula of gradient. Gradient is change in y coordinate over corresponding change in x coordinate. That is how we find gradients. So you want to use this formula here. In order for us to determine the equation of line L. So we can say that gradient here from point 3, 1 to xy is y minus 1 over x. Gradient is y minus 1 over x minus 3. Y minus 1 over x minus 3 is supposed to give us the gradient of negative 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2. So now we can cross multiply. Or we can write this one this other side. Let us write it here. Y minus 1 over x minus 3 is equal to negative 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2. So we cross multiply. This is 2 into y minus 1 is equal to negative 1 into x minus 3. So this is 2 times y is 2y minus 2 times negative 1 is 2 is equal to negative x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Positive 3. That is positive 3. So now we can say that this is a 2y. 2y, we bring negative x this other side, it becomes positive, plus x is equal to negative 2, we take this other side, it becomes positive 2. So it is 2 plus 3. 2y plus x is equal to 5. 2y plus x is equal to 5. So we are asked to determine the equation of line L. The equation line L. So line L is supposed to be 2y plus x. 2y plus x is equal to 5. 2y plus x is equal to 5. So it means that this line, the equation of this line is 2y plus x is equal to 5. 2y plus x is equal to 5. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Two lines L1 and L2 intersect at a point P. L1 passes through the point negative 4, 0 and 0, 6. Given that L2 has the equation y is equal to x minus 2, find by calculation the coordinates of P. We can write some sketch here. We can draw some sketch like this one here to guide us in solving this problem, and we can say that let's find the equation of line 1. Let's find the equation of line L1. Let's find the equation of line L1. Then we solve the simultaneous equation. We solve the simultaneous equation of the two lines. So how can we go about it? So we can say that line 1 has got these points negative 4, 0 and 0, 6. So what we do is that we can use for this line 1 we can use points negative 4, 0 and point 0, 6. We can use that and apply gradient. The formula for finding gradient is gradient is equal to change in y coordinate over corresponding change in x coordinate. So how can we find the gradient of this line? How can we find that gradient? We have already taken these 2 points, so we can say that this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So gradient is change in y coordinate, that is 6 minus 0 over 6 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. 0 minus 4, which is giving us 6 over negative 4 is positive 4. 6 over 4, which is giving us 3 over 2. 3 over 2. So we can say that the gradient of this line is a 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Which is 3 over 2. Now we want by calculation, we want to find, we are told two lines L1 and L2 intersect at a point P. L1 passes through the point negative 4, 0 and 0, 6. Given that L2 has the equation y is equal to 2x minus 2, point 2 here has got the equation y is equal to 2x minus 2 find by calculation the coordinates of P. So we want to find the coordinates of P here. The coordinates of P. So now what we can do is that we want to find the equation of here, of this line. We want to find the equation of this line so that we can have two equations. We'll have this equation here, y minus 2x minus 2, and another equation for this line, so that we can solve simultaneous equation. So now what we do is that we can take one point. We can take one point of this line to help us form an equation for this line. So let us take point 0,6. Let's take point 0,6. Then 0,6. Then let us assume that the point where these two lines intersect is at P, and it is x and y, xy, point xy. So we take 2 points, 0,6 and xy. So now we can find the gradient of this line. It is given by y minus 6 over x minus 0, which is giving us y minus 6 over x. This is equivalent, this is equal to the gradient that we have found already, 3 over 2. 3 over 2. So now that is y minus 6 over x is equal to 3 over 2. We can cross multiply. So this is 2 into y minus 6 is equal to 3 times x. 2y minus 12 is equal to 3x. 2y minus 12 is equal to 3x. Now this is 3x. So 3x, we can say that 3x 3x here, 3x, we can bring positive 2y this other side, it becomes negative 2y. Negative 2y is equal to negative 12. Negative 12 is equal to 3x minus 2y. So now we want to form our equation here to solve this problem. So now this is 3x minus 2y is equal to negative 12. That is 3x minus 2y is equal to negative 12. And the other equation here is the one which we are given here is y is equal to 2x minus 2. That is here y is equal to 2x minus 2. So we can turn this equation, we can say that this is a 2x, we can bring positive y this other side. We can bring positive y this other side. So we can say that this is 2x minus y is equal to, we bring negative 2 this other side, is equal to 2. 2x minus y is equal to 2. So you can say that here this is 2x minus y is equal to 2. 2x minus y is equal to 2. And we have found this other equation of this other line L1 to be 3x minus 2y is equal to negative 12. So now we want to solve the two simultaneous equations. We want to solve the two of them. So now we can get rid of y here. We can get rid of y here by multiplying here by 2. We multiply here by 2. We want to get rid of y here by multiplying here by 2. So now when we multiply here by 2, we are going to end up with 4x. 2 times 2x is 4x minus 2y is equal to 2 times 2 is 4. 3x minus 2y here is equal to negative 12. So now we want to subtract. We are solving simultaneous equation. So 4x minus 3x is x. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 2 plus 2, which is equal to 0, which this is equal to 4 minus 12 is 4 plus 12, that is 16. So x is equal to 16. X is equal to 16. Now we can substitute here. We can substitute here y, that is y is equal to 2x minus 2. You can say y is equal to, in place of x we put 16. 2 times 16 minus 2, y is equal to 32 minus 2, y is equal to 30. Y is equal to 30. So we are being asked we are being told that given that L2 has the equation y is equal to 2x minus 2, find by calculation the coordinates of P. So we want to find the coordinates of P. So our x here is the coordinates of P, x, y will be P. Our x here is 16 and our y here is 30. So the coordinate of P is 16, 30. 16, 30. A line with gradient of -3 passes through the points 3K and KH. Find the value of K and hence express the equation of the line in the form of AX plus BY is equal to C, where A, B and C are constants. We can use a sketch like this one to solve this problem. We know that the gradient is given by the formula change in y coordinates over corresponding change in x coordinates. So now we want to find k, and we can find k by finding the gradient of this line. We are given the gradient to be -3. So we can say that this is y, this is x. This is y, this is x, and this is also y, this is x. So now we can say that we can say k, change in y coordinate k minus 8 over change, corresponding change in x coordinate is 3 here. Corresponding change in y coordinate is k minus 8 over change in y coordinate is k minus 8 over corresponding change in x coordinate, that is 3 minus k. 3 minus k is supposed to give us -3. That is -3. We can multiply here by 3 minus k. We multiply here by 3 minus k. So this is going to cancel that. K minus 8 is equal to -3 times 3 is -9. -3 times -k is positive 3k. Positive 3k. So here we can say that 3k, this is 3k, we can bring -9 this other side, it becomes +9 minus 8 is equal to 3k. We bring positive k this other side, it becomes a -k. 2k is equal to 1. We can divide by 2, we can divide by 2. K is equal to 1/2. So the value of k is 1/2. Now we want to form an equation of this line in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So now we can take one point of this line. We can take one point. We can take this point 3k, and already we have found k to be k is 1/2. So we can take that point. We can take point 3 and 1/2 and another point. we can take point 3.5 and another point x and y in order to come up with this equation of ax plus by is equal to c. So the gradient between of these points, the gradient of this line passing through this point and this point will be y minus half over x minus 3 is supposed to give us the gradient of negative 3. So we can multiply here by x minus 3 and here by x minus 3. So this will cancel that one here. Then this is y minus a half is equal to negative 3x plus 9. We can bring negative 3x this other side. It becomes positive 3x plus y is equal to 9. We can bring negative half this other side. It becomes positive plus a half, which is equal to 9.5, which is equal to 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1, 19 over 2. 3x plus y is equal to 19 over 2. That is 3x plus y is equal to 19 over 2. We can multiply by 2 here. We can multiply here by 2. We can multiply here by 2. So when we multiply here by 2, this is 6x plus 2y is equal to 19. 6x plus 2y is equal to 19. 6x plus 2y is equal to 19. So this is our equation in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. It is 6x plus 2y is equal to 19. Find the equation of a straight line which is equidistant from the points 2, 3 and 6, 1, expressing it in the form ax plus by is equal to c, where a, b and c are constants. We can have a sketch like this one here. We can use a sketch like this one here to guide us. A sketch like this one here. So now we are having the points. This is 6, 1. This is 2, 3. Point 2, 3 we have been given. Point 6, 1 we have been given. So we want to find the equation of this line which is equidistant from point 6, 1 and point 2, 3. The meaning of equidistance is that this from here to here is the same as from here to here. So now what we do, we want to use distance formula that states that from point x1, y1 to point x2, y2, distance is given by the square root of x2 2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So now we want to apply this one here. So we can say that let point x, let xy, we want to say that let xy be a point on the line. So let xy is this one here. Let xy be a point on this line. Let xy be a point on this line. Then we can say that point x, we can say that point x y to point 2, 3 is supposed to be equal to point x y, that is from point xy to point 61. So that's what we are doing here. Point xy to point 2, 3 is supposed to be equal to point xy to point 61. So that is what we are trying to state there. Now we want to use our formula here. So it means that we are going to have a square root x minus 2 x minus 2 squared, that is x minus 2 squared, x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared, y minus 3 squared, y minus 3 squared, y minus 3 squared is supposed to be equal to the square root over here x minus 6 squared, x minus 6 squared plus y here minus 1, y minus 1 squared. So now this is square root, we can get rid of this square root by squaring. We can square here, we can square it here, we can square here. So when we square this and that, then now we remain with the x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to x minus 6 squared plus y minus 1 squared. So when we simplify this one here, we are going to end up with the x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 is equal to x squared minus 12x plus 36 plus y squared plus y squared minus 2y plus 1, that is x squared minus 12x plus 36 plus y squared minus 2y plus 1, and this other side is a x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9. So when we simplify this one here, when we simplify it, we are going to end up with 8x minus 4y is equal to 24. And here we can divide by 4 here, we can divide by 4 here, we can divide by 4 here. So when we divide by 4, we end up with 2x minus y is equal to 6. 2x minus y is equal to 6. So this is the required equation of this other line. This is the required equation. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. A perpendicular to the line y minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0 passes through the point -8, 5. Determine its equation. How can we determine the equation of the line? So we can have a sketch like this one here. So this is a perpendicular line. This is one line, this is the second line. This second line is perpendicular to this line, and it passes through the point -8, 5. So now this equation we are given to be y minus 4x plus 3. So we can simplify this equation. Y is equal to, this one is y, this equation is y minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. We can write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. So we can find the gradient over this line, and the product of gradients of perpendicular lines are always -1. So now let's find the gradient of this line. So this is a y minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Y is equal to 4x minus 3. So from here, our m here is 4. So our m, which is the gradient, is equal to 4. So our gradient here is 4. So now we can say that the gradient of this line is 4, and the product of the gradients of perpendicular lines are always -1. So now we can say that let k be the gradient of the line passing through -8, 5. So let k be the gradient of this line, and in this line we are having point -8, 5. Let's say that the other point is xy. So how can we find the gradient of this other line? So the gradient is given by the gradient of a line is always given by change in y coordinates over corresponding change in x coordinates. So now what we do is that we can say that we subtract, this is y minus y minus 5 over x minus 8. So this is giving us y minus 5 over x plus 8. This is supposed to give us the gradient of this line. It is supposed to give us the gradient of this line. And we know that the product of the two gradients, the gradient of this line and this line, is supposed to give us -1, because they are perpendicular to one another. And we have already found the gradient of this line to be 4. So we can say that 4 times k, which is the gradient of this line, is supposed to give us -1. So k times 4 is supposed to give us -1. We can divide here by 4. We can divide here by 4. So 4 cancel 4. K is equal to -1 over 4. So the gradient of this other line is supposed to be -1 over 4. Because when we multiply -1 over 4 times 4, we get -1. That is the product between the two gradients of these two perpendicular lines. So now we can complete our equation here. We can solve it. We can say that y minus 5 over x plus 8 is equal to -1 over 4. -1 over 4. So that is y minus 5 over x plus 8 is equal to -1 over 4. We can multiply here by x plus 8 and here by x plus 8. So this will cancel that. Y y minus 5 is equal to negative 1 over 4 x minus 8 over 4, which is equal to negative 1 over 4 x minus 2 is equal to y over 5. Y over 5. So we want to find the equation of the line that is passing through negative 8 and 5. So what is this equation? So now we can say that this is a y minus 5 is equal to negative 1 over 4 minus 2. Y is y. We bring this is x. We bring this one this other side. It becomes plus 1 over 4 x is equal to, we bring negative 5 this other side, it becomes positive 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. So this is a y plus 1 over 4x. Y plus 1 over 4x is equal to 3. Y plus 1 over 4x is equal to 3. We can multiply here by 4, here by 4. So this is 4 times y plus 1 over 4x times 4 is equal to 3 times 4. 4y plus x is equal to 12. 4y plus x is equal to 12. So this is our equation of the other line. The equation of the required line is 4y plus x is equal to 12. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. A line which joins the points A, 3k, and B, negative 2, 5, is parallel to another line whose equation is 5y plus 2x is equal to 10. Find the value of k. So we can draw a sketch like this one here. So the line is the equation of the line is 5y plus 2x is equal to 10. A line which joins the points. The other line is A, 3k. So these are the points A, 3k. A line which joins the points A, 3k, and B, negative 2, 5. So B is negative 2, 5 here, is parallel to another line, this line, whose equation is 5y plus 2x is equal to 10. Find the value of k. How can we find the value of k? So in solving this problem, we are going to use some facts. And the first one is that parallel lines have equal gradients. Equal gradients. That is parallel lines. And the other fact we are going to use is that we are going to use a linear equation formula for a straight line. That is y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. M is the gradient. And also we are going to use another fact, that is we are going to use the method of finding gradient. Gradient is change in y axis. Gradient is change in y coordinates. Gradient is change in y coordinates. Change in y coordinates. Change in y coordinates over corresponding change in x coordinates. So we are going to use these facts in solving this problem. Now we can solve this equation of this line here. This line is parallel to this line. This is 90 degrees. So we can say that 5y plus 2x is equal to 10. 5y is equal to negative 2x plus 10. We can divide here by 5, we can divide here by 5, we can divide here by 5. Y is equal to negative 2 over 5 plus 2. 5 goes here 2 plus 2. So this is a negative 2 over 5x. So our gradient here is gradient m here. Y is equal to negative 2 over 5 times x plus 2. Our gradient here is negative 2 over 5. The gradient is negative 2 over 5. And the gradients of parallel lines are always equal. So it means that the gradient of this other line here, the gradient of this line is equal to the gradient of this line. We have found the gradient of this line to be negative 2 over 5. It means that the gradient of this line also is negative 2 over 5. So now we want to find k. Find the value of k. So now we can get the gradient of this other line. We can write an equation to find the gradient of this other line. So we can say that, okay, this is y, this is y, this is x, this is y, this is x. So we can subtract k minus 5 is equal to 5 minus 2. We are using the formula for finding the gradient, whereby gradient is change in y coordinates over corresponding change in x coordinates. So it is k minus 5 over 3 minus 2. This is 3 over 3 minus 2, which is giving us k minus 5 over 3 plus 2, which is giving us k minus 5 over 5. So now we can say that k minus 5 over 5 is equal to negative 2 over 5. This is the gradient of this line. So now we can cross multiply 5 into k minus 5 is equal to minus 2 times 5, 5k minus 25. 5k minus 25 is equal to negative 10. 5k is equal to minus 10 plus 25. Five k is equal to minus 10 plus 25. 5k is equal to 5k is equal to 15. 5k is equal to 15. We can divide by 5, we can divide by 5. K is equal to 3. K is equal to 3. So the value of K is 3. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.